The city was dead. Tall buildings stood like broken bones in the night. Neon lights flickered on and off, showing cracks in the glass and walls burned black by war. There was no wind, no birds, no music, just the sound of something ... flying. Watching, a drone passed above the street, its red eyes scanning the empty road. It made a low humming sound, like a machine breathing. It turned left, then right, then shot into the sky with a loud whir. From the shadows on a rooftop, a man watched it disappear. He wore a long black coat, torn and dirty from years of hiding. A mask covered his face. On his back was a small pack, full of stolen tech and wires. He was silent. His name was not known. But across the ruins of Earth, people whispered about him. They called him the Ghost. 01, a dangerous night. The ghost moved across the rooftop like smoke. His feet made no sound. He dropped down onto a balcony, picked a broken lock, and entered a dark room. Inside, 3 children and an old woman sat quietly. Their eyes were wide. The woman clutched a blanket around them. "You're safe now," the ghost said. His voice was soft but strong. The woman nodded, tears in her eyes. "Take this path," he whispered, handing her a small map. "Follow the old subway tunnel. Don't stop, don't speak. You'll find the safe zone." The children stared at him as if he was a story come to life. "Are you real?" the smallest one asked. He paused. Then he smiled, just a little. "Not always," he said. Then he was gone, like a shadow in the wind. 02. The signal back on the roof. He placed a small device near the edge. He pressed a button, and a green light blinked once. A signal was sent, short and coded. Far away, in a dark bunker deep underground. A young woman received it. Her name was Ava. She wore glasses with cracked lenses and gloves with wires running through the fingers. She worked with machines, old ones, broken ones, alien ones. She could make anything speak. "The ghost has made contact," she said. Her voice echoed through the bunker. A few people lifted their heads. Some cheered weakly. Most just waited. A tall man with a scar across his face walked over. His name was Malik. He was the weapons chief. Always angry. Always ready. What did he say? Malik asked. Ava looked at her screen. "Same signal as last time," she said. "He found more survivors. And..." She paused. "What?" Malik growled. "He found a Zephyrian scanner node," Ava said. "If we take it down, their tracking in Zone 9 will fail for 12 hours. Enough time to move supplies." Malik grinned. "Then we hit it tonight." Ava looked nervous. "He's not asking for help. He's going alone." Malik slammed his fist on the table. "He always does." 3. The enemy in the sky. The Zephyrians came from the stars. No one knew why they came. Some said they were searching for energy. Some said they just wanted control. All people knew was pain. They looked human, but weren't. Tall, cold-skinned, with glowing blue eyes and voices like metal grinding on stone. They did not feel. They did not care. They used machines to control cities, drones to find people, and towers to watch. Everything in the sky, above the city. One such tower stood. It was black like oil and shaped like a claw reaching into the clouds. From there, a Zephyrian commander watched. He turned to his drone operator. "Report." "Zone 9 has movement," the drone pilot said. "A heat signature, human." The commander narrowed his eyes. "The ghost," he said. The others turned. "He is nothing," one said. "No," the commander replied. "He is hope, and hope is the first enemy." He pressed a button. "Send hunters, kill him." 4. The chase back on the street. The ghost was running. Fast. Behind him, metal legs slammed into the concrete. A hunter, part machine, part alien, chased him on 4 legs. Its eyes burned red. Its mouth opened to scream. The ghost turned a corner, rolled under a broken truck, and tossed a small grenade behind him. The hunter jumped. Just as the blast went off, sparks flew. The hunter's legs twisted. It hit the wall hard. The ghost didn't stop. He ran through a broken window, climbed a wall, and disappeared into an alley. His breathing was calm. Above him, another drone flew past. He stayed low. He reached a safe point, a door hidden in the side of an old shop. He entered a dark tunnel where a soft light glowed at the end. A man stood waiting. "You're late." The man said, "Had company," Ghost replied. He handed over a small chip. "This is the node's location," he said. "Ava will need this." The man nodded. "Will she make it work?" "She always does." 5. The ghosts passed later that night. The ghost returned to his hideout, an old building covered in vines deep in the dead zone. He lit a candle and sat by a broken window. On the wall were photos, faded, torn. One showed a young woman, another a little girl. He stared at them for a long time. His real name was forgotten. But once, he had a family, a job, a life. Then the sky opened, and the Zephyrians came. They took everything. He became something else. Not a soldier, not a leader. Ghost. 6. The message in the bunker. Ava connected the chip to her system. Lines of alien code filled the screen. "I can crack it," she said. "But I need time." Malik paced behind her. "We don't have time," he said. "We need to hit that node now. If we rush in, we all die," she snapped back. "Let me do this," she focused. Her fingers moved fast. Her eyes read every line. Minutes passed. Then the screen turned green. "Got it," she said. "We have 6 hours before they shift encryption." Malik smiled. "That's enough." He turned to the fighters. "Gear up." 7. A spark of hope. The camera shows survivors in the bunker. Old people, young kids, wounded men and women. Some sleep. Some cry. Some stare at the ceiling, waiting for something. A boy draws on the wall with chalk. He draws a symbol, a ghost. With wings. A woman asks, "What is that?" He says, "The man who saves people." She nods. Hope. 08. The cliffhanger. Back in the city. The ghost stands on top of a building. He watches the alien tower in the distance. He opens a small device, a detonator. His voice is heard in a whisper. "They think we're weak. They think we're broken. They forgot one thing. Ghosts don't die." He presses a button. A distant explosion lights up the sky. The underground bunker was cold and dark. A few small lights flickered above, but they did not reach the far corners. The walls were covered with old posters and broken screens. On the floor, wires crawled like metal vines. In one corner, Ava worked alone. Her fingers moved quickly on the keyboard. Her eyes glowed with focus, reflecting the lines of code that danced across her screen. Suddenly, she stopped. She leaned back, took off her glasses, and rubbed her tired eyes. She looked around. Other survivors slept on thin blankets. Some shook in their sleep, haunted by nightmares. Others stared into nothing, lost in their thoughts. Ava sighed. She stood up and walked to a small box under her table. Inside, there was an old projector. Its surface was scratched, but it still worked. She lifted it carefully and placed it on the table. 01. Old memories. Ava pressed a button. The projector started with a soft click. A shaky image appeared on the wall. An old video. In the video, humans were dancing in a big city square. Children ran with balloons. Music played from speakers. The sun was shining. People looked happy. Ava's eyes filled with tears. She was just a girl when this was filmed. She remembered holding her mother's hand, smiling at the ice cream man. She remembered her father's strong hand on her shoulder, but all of that was gone now. Behind her, a young boy named Eli woke up. He rubbed his eyes and saw the video. He walked over slowly. "What is this?" Eli asked. Ava looked at him and smiled sadly. "This was Earth before the Zephyrians came," she said. Was it really like this? Eli asked. Yes, Ava answered. People were free. They laughed. They loved each other without fear. Eli sat down beside her. His eyes shone with wonder. I wish I could see it, he whispered. Ava put her hand on his head. One day, she said. One day, we will bring it back. 2. Malik's anger in another room of the bunker. Malik sat cleaning his rifle. He moved fast, his hands rough and angry. Each click of the gun echoed in the small room next to him. Leo was sharpening a knife. Leo was younger, with a quiet face and quick eyes. You think Ava is right? Leo asked suddenly. Malik stopped. He looked up sharply. Right about what? Waiting, Leo said. She says we need more time to break their code. Malik laughed, but it was a hard, cold laugh. Time? Malik said. How much time do you think we have? Every hour, they find more of us. Every day, they kill more children. Waiting is a luxury we can't afford. Leo looked down. He knew Malik had lost his whole family in the first attacks. His rage kept him moving, but it also burned everything around him. We need to trust each other, Leo said carefully. Malik slammed the gun down. We can't trust anyone, he shouted. Not after what happened in the northern bunker. They betrayed us. We lost over 50 fighters because someone was too slow, too scared. Leo stayed quiet. He knew Malik's pain. But he also knew they needed Ava's plan to work. Malik stood up and grabbed his gear. If Ava fails, I go alone, Malik said. I won't wait to die hiding in this hole. 3. The ghosts visit late that night. A soft knock echoed in the bunker hallway. A guard looked through a small hole in the door. His eyes went wide. It's him, he whispered. He quickly opened the door. The ghost stepped inside. His coat was torn in places, and his mask had small burns on it. But he still moved like a silent shadow. Everyone in the bunker stopped what they were doing. Even Malik looked surprised. The ghost walked to Ava's table. She stood up quickly. You came, she said. The ghost nodded. I got your signal, he said. His voice was calm, deep, and somehow kind. Even behind the mask. Ava showed him the cracked chip. We have 6 hours before they change the encryption, she explained. I can unlock the tower's security gates. After that, you can place the charges without alerting the citywide alarm. The ghost studied her eyes for a moment. He could see the exhaustion and fear, but also the fire that still burned inside her. You did well, he said softly. Ava felt her heart jump at his words. Malik stepped forward. We shouldn't waste time. Malik growled. We need to hit them hard tonight. The ghost turned to him slowly. And lose more people for nothing? He asked. Malik clenched his fists. His jaw moved, but no words came out. We only have one chance, the ghost continued. If we fail now, there will be no one left to fight tomorrow. Malik turned away, his shoulders shaking with anger. 4. Preparing for the mission, the ghost and Ava started working together. They connected wires, opened old data files, and created maps on a broken tablet. Leo watched quietly, handing tools when needed. Ava explained how the tower controlled the hunter drones and the city gates. If they destroyed the main control core, the drones would lose connection. That would give humans a window to move freely for a few hours, maybe even attack other alien facilities. The ghost listened carefully. He memorized each wire, each corner, each door. You'll go in alone? Ava asked softly. Yes, the ghost said. If I fail, no one else needs to die with me. Ava's eyes filled with tears. But you could die, she whispered. Ghost looked at her, his eyes hidden behind the mask. We all die, he said. But if I die tonight, maybe you will live tomorrow. Ava couldn't reply. Leo stepped forward. We won't let you go alone, he said. The ghost placed a hand on Leo's shoulder. You're brave, he said. But I need you here, protecting Ava and the others. Leo nodded slowly, his eyes shining with respect and sadness. "05. The ghost's secret, after the planning." The ghost stepped outside into a small tunnel behind the bunker. He looked up at the cracks in the ceiling, where moonlight slipped through. He took off his mask slowly. Underneath, his face was marked by scars and burns. His eyes were tired but strong. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small picture, a woman and a little girl. His fingers traced their faces softly. "I'm close," he whispered to them. "I will make them pay. I will make this world safe again, for you." Tears slipped down his cheek. He quickly wiped it away and put the mask back on. In the shadows, Ava watched. She wanted to run to him, to say something, but she knew he needed to be alone. 06. Old Resistance footage back inside. Ava turned on another old video. This one showed soldiers fighting the Zephyrians when they first arrived. Humans wore heavy armor carrying big guns. Tanks rolled through the streets. Fighter jets flew above. At first, humans won a few battles. They thought they could push the aliens back. But then, the Zephyrians released their bioweapons. Cities burned. Millions died in days. In the video, a young man with a beard looked into the camera. His eyes were full of fire. "We are the last line," he shouted. "We don't fight for power, we fight for the children hiding in basements. We fight for the old women praying in ruins. We fight for every human heart still beating." The video ended in static. Iva turned it off. She looked at the room. Everyone was silent. Leo stood up and put his hand over his heart. One by one, others did the same. Malik watched from the doorway. Slowly, he stepped forward and placed his hand over his heart too. 7. Final preparations, Ava handed the ghost a small device, a pulse bomb. It was small enough to fit in his hand, but strong enough to destroy the core system. "This is our last one," Ava said. "If you use it, there's no backup." The ghost nodded. He checked his other gear, a knife, a small gun, and a few EMP grenades. Malik walked over and handed him an extra clip of bullets. "You bring it back, or you die trying," Malik said. The ghost looked at Malik. "Always," he said. For a moment, they stood in silence. Then Malik stepped back and gave a sharp nod. 08. A new flame before leaving. The ghost turned to Ava. "Do you believe in tomorrow?" he asked. Ava looked at him, surprised. "I want to," she said. "But I don't know if I can." The ghost stepped closer. "Then believe in me," he said. Ava felt her chest tighten. "I do," she whispered. The ghost nodded once, then turned and walked down the hallway toward the exit. Leo and Malik stood on each side, watching him leave. Survivors came out from their rooms, silently watching as the ghost reached the door. He turned one last time. "Stay alive," he said. Then he disappeared into the darkness. 09. Echoes in the dark outside. The city was silent. The ghost moved fast, jumping from shadows to rooftops. Every step brought memories of old battles, friends lost, children saved, cities burned. Every echo in the empty streets reminded him why he fought. In the bunker, Ava sat down, her hands shaking. Leo stood beside her, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. Malik watched the entrance, his gun ready. "Do you think he will come back?" Leo asked softly. Ava didn't answer. She just looked at the dark tunnel where the ghost had disappeared. Somewhere deep inside, she heard the echoes of the past. The screams, the explosions, the promise of freedom. She closed her eyes and whispered, "Please come back. We need you." 10. The cliffhanger. The camera follows the ghost as he reaches the outer fence of the alien tower. He crouches behind a broken car, scanning the sky. Above, drones circle like vultures. He holds up the pulse bomb, looking at it one last time. Then, he pulls out the picture of his family. He kisses it gently and places it back inside his coat. He takes a deep breath. "Tonight, it ends," he whispers. Suddenly, A bright light scans the street. A hunter drone spots him and lets out a loud mechanical scream. The ghost leaps forward, sprinting into the shadows. Red lasers cut across the ground behind him. Alarms begin to scream across the city. The night was heavy with fog. It covered the broken streets like a ghostly blanket. In the distance, a tall alien tower glowed with a cold blue light. The ghost moved through the ruins, his dark coat almost blending into the shadows. He stayed low, careful not to make a single sound. Every few steps, he paused to check the rooftops. The drones were always watching. Inside his coat, the pulse bomb was strapped close to his chest. It felt heavy, like a piece of his own heart. Tonight, his mission was not just about planting the bomb. There was something else, something hidden deep inside the old city, a place people now called the Lost City. 1. Memories of the Lost City long ago. Before the Zephyrians came, the city was known as New Eden. It was the center of science and technology. Tall towers touched the sky, and flying cars moved between shining bridges. People came from all over the world to see it. Children dreamed of living there. It was a place full of life, light, and hope. Then the war came. The Zephyrians destroyed it first, turning it into a test zone. They dropped bombs, released strange creatures, and built secret labs under the streets. Now, New Eden was just a memory. People called it the Lost City because anyone who went in never came out. 2. The mission begins. The ghost climbed over a fallen bridge. Under him, black water moved slowly, carrying pieces of metal and broken signs. He checked his map, an old, hand-drawn piece of paper Ava had made for him. A red circle marked the entrance to the Lost City. He took a deep breath. "Stay with me," he whispered to the picture of his family hidden in his pocket. Slowly he dropped down into a dark tunnel. The walls were covered in alien slime that glowed faintly. Strange symbols were scratched into the metal. His boots splashed in shallow water. Every sound echoed, making the tunnel feel endless. In the shadows, eyes watched him. Small insect-like creatures clicked their jaws but stayed hidden. They feared the ghost. Or maybe they feared something deeper inside. 3. The secret device. The ghost moved carefully. Every corner could hide a trap. Every sound could mean danger. Finally, he reached a large metal door. It was covered with alien cables and blinking lights. In the center was a small scanner with blue liquid moving inside. He pulled out a small tool Ava gave him. Slowly, he opened the scanner. Sparks flew, and the liquid turned red. The door opened with a loud hiss. Inside was a large chamber. The walls were covered in alien screens showing strange symbols and moving lights. In the middle stood a big glass container, glowing bright blue. Inside the container was a small device. It looked like a crystal heart, pulsing softly. Ava believed this device could control the alien energy shield around the city. If they took it, they could break the shield and finally attack the main tower. The ghost stepped forward. Suddenly, an alarm blared. Red lights flashed all around. 04. The Guardian, a deep growl filled the chamber. From the shadows, a large shape moved forward. It looked like a human at first, but its skin was gray and its eyes glowed blue. Metal spikes grew from its back and its arms were longer than normal. This was a Guardian, a creature made by the Zephyrians to protect their secrets. The ghost pulled out his small gun and fired. The bullets hit the Guardian, but it kept coming. It swung its giant arm, smashing the ground where the ghost stood moments before. He rolled to the side and threw an EMP grenade. Sparks exploded, and the Guardian screamed. It shook violently, but then stood up again, angrier than before. The ghost ran toward the container. The Guardian chased him, smashing screens and breaking cables. At the last second, the ghost jumped over the creature's arm and landed beside the container. He quickly broke the glass and grabbed the crystal device. The Guardian roared and charged at him. The ghost turned, used his knife, and stabbed the guardian in its eye. The creature screamed, flailing its arms wildly. With no time left, the ghost ran back through the door. The creature slammed into the walls, trying to follow, but got stuck. 05. Escape from the depths. The ghost ran through the tunnels as alarms continued to echo. Behind him, he heard the guardian's screams fade away. He looked at the device in his hand. It pulsed like a heartbeat, almost warm. When he reached the surface, the fog was even thicker. Drones flew overhead, scanning with red lights. He hid behind a burned bus, catching his breath. In the distance, he could see the bunker's hidden entrance. He pulled out his small radio. "Ava," he whispered. Static answered him at first. Then Ava's voice came through, shaky and scared. "Ghost, are you okay?" "I have the device," he said. "Prepare the systems. We move tonight." Ava gasped. "You did it?" "Yes," he said. "But they know I'm coming." 6. Inside the bunker. In the bunker, Ava dropped the radio and ran to Malik and Leo. "He did it," she shouted. "He has the device." Malik looked shocked for a moment. Then he smiled, a real bright smile. "Finally," he said. "We can hit them where it hurts." Leo hugged Ava tightly. "We have to get ready," Leo said. "They will come for us now." Ava nodded. She turned to the old computers and started typing fast. Malik checked the weapons and handed out bullets to the fighters. Old men, young women, and even teenagers prepared. They all knew this might be their last night. 7. The child's prayer. In one corner, Eli, the young boy, knelt on the floor. He closed his eyes and held his small hands together. "What are you doing?" An old woman asked. "I'm praying," Eli said softly. "To who?" Eli looked up. "To the ghost," he said. "So he comes back safe and saves us." The woman smiled sadly and touched his head. "Maybe he is listening," she whispered. 08. The betrayal. While the fighters prepared, a young man named Rafe slipped out of the bunker quietly. He walked through the tunnels until he reached an old radio tower. There, he turned on a small alien device. "Command, this is Rafe," he whispered. "I have information. The ghost has the device. He is coming. The humans are preparing for attack." A cold voice answered from the device. "Good," the Zephyrian commander said. "Keep them in place. We will destroy them all tonight." Rafe turned off the device. His hands shook and sweat dripped down his forehead. He looked back toward the bunker. "I had no choice," he said to himself. "They promised me safety, food, a new life." But deep down, he knew he had made a deadly mistake. 09. The ghost returns hours later. The ghost finally reached the entrance to the bunker. His coat was covered in dust and blood. Ava ran to him. She took the device from his hands carefully, as if holding a baby bird. "You did it," she said, her voice full of emotion. The ghost nodded weakly. "They know," he said. "They will come tonight. We must move fast." Malik stepped forward, holding his rifle. "We are ready," he said. "We will fight with you." The ghost looked at them all, Ava, Leo, Malik, Eli, and the other survivors. For the first time in years, he felt something warm inside. A tiny spark of hope. 10. Preparing for the final move. Ava worked fast, connecting the crystal device to an old power core. Sparks flew, but the lights in the bunker came to life. Screens showed maps of the city. "We have power," Ava shouted. "I can control their shield system now." Malik and the fighters lined up. Guns ready, bullets checked, blades sharpened. Ghost walked among them, touching each fighter's shoulder. "You are all brave," he said. "Tonight we fight not just to survive, but to take back our world." Leo stood beside the ghost, holding a small explosive. "Where you go, I go." Leo said. The ghost nodded. 11. The enemy arrives outside. In the thick fog, Zephyrian soldiers started moving in. Their eyes glowed blue. Their weapons hummed with alien energy. Drones flew above, scanning for life signs. At the center, the Zephyrian commander stood tall. His armor was black and covered in shining symbols. He raised his hand. "Destroy everything," he commanded. The soldiers spread out, moving like a black wave toward the bunker. 12. The final words before battle inside. Ava finished setting up. The last program. She turned to the ghost. "When you place the pulse bomb, the shield will drop," she said. "Then we strike." The ghost looked at her one last time. "If I don't come back." He started. Ava shook her head, tears filling her eyes. "You will," she said firmly. The ghost put his hand on her cheek. Just for a moment. Then he turned to Malik and Leo. "Let's end this," he said. 13. The cliffhanger. The bunker doors opened. Slowly, a cold wind rushed inside. The ghost stepped out first, Leo and Malik beside him. Behind them, the fighters followed, faces set with determination. In the distance, blue lights flashed, the enemy coming closer. The ghost held the pulse bomb in one hand and his gun in the other. He looked at the city skyline one last time. "For them," he whispered. Then he started running toward the final battle. The city was a ghost town under the moonlight. The cold blue glow from the alien towers cut through the thick fog. Broken cars and dead trees stood like silent watchers. The ghost stood at the front of the human fighters. His mask hid his face, but his eyes shone with determination. Behind him, Leo checked his explosives. Malik loaded his rifle again and again, as if he needed the sound to stay calm. Ava stayed inside the bunker, her hands flying over the keyboard, eyes locked on the maps and cameras. Tonight, it would all end, or they would all die. 1. The silent march. The fighters moved quietly through the old streets. Their boots made soft echoes on the cracked ground. The ghost held up his hand to stop them every few meters, listening carefully for drones. Above, the Zephyrian soldiers spread out like dark insects, their blue eyes scanning every corner. Their weapons glowed softly, making the fog shimmer. Leo leaned close to the ghost. "They're close," he whispered. The ghost nodded. He looked back at the fighters and made a small hand sign. "Stay ready. 02. Inside the bunker, Ava's fingers moved fast on the old keyboard. The crystal device glowed beside her, connected with wires and sparks. On the screen, she could see different camera angles, streets, rooftops, the tower gates. Her eyes narrowed when she saw movement near the bunker entrance. "Who is that?" she whispered. She zoomed in. "Rafe." Ava single quotes as heart dropped. Rafe was carrying something, a small alien device. He looked scared but also determined. Ava opened the radio. "Rafe, what are you doing?" she asked. Rafe froze. He looked up at the camera, his eyes wide. "Ava," he stammered. I had no choice." 3. The betrayal revealed. Ava felt her chest tighten. "You betrayed us," she said in a low voice. "I wanted to live." Rafe shouted. "They promised me safety, food, a place in the new world." Ava shook her head. Her eyes filled with tears. "And you believed them?" she whispered. Rafe stepped forward, holding the alien beacon high. "They are coming here now," he said. "It's too late. They will spare me." "They promised." Ava pressed a button on her console. The screen turned red. Security lockdown activated. Metal doors slammed down, blocking the main tunnel. Rafe looked around wildly. No, you can't do this," he screamed. Ava looked straight at the camera. "You chose your side," she said. Rafe ran to the door, banging and screaming. The sound echoed in the bunker. 04. The ghost's realization outside. The ghost felt a cold shiver. He pressed his earpiece. "Ava, report," he said. Ava's voice came through, broken by static. "Rafe betrayed us," she said. "They know you're coming. The aliens are moving to surround you now." The ghost closed his eyes for a moment. He felt anger burn inside him, but he forced himself to stay calm. Can we still move forward? He asked. Ava's voice was soft. Yes, she said. But you must hurry. They will block your exit. The ghost looked at Malik and Leo. Change of plan, he said. We go straight through the tower gate, fast and loud. Malik grinned. Finally, he said, a good fight. 5. The charge. The fighters formed a line behind the ghost. On my mark. The ghost said. His voice was cold and steady. 3, 2, 1. Now. They sprinted forward, firing at the Zephyrian soldiers who appeared from the fog. Bright flashes of light filled the street. Explosions shook the ground. Leo ran beside the ghost, throwing small bombs that knocked down groups of enemies. Malik covered the side, shooting every alien he saw. His face was wild with rage and joy. One fighter after another fell, but they did not stop. The ghost led them, his knife and gun moving like a dance of death. 06. Ava's desperation inside the bunker. Ava watched in horror. The screens showed fighters falling, blood on the ground, the ghost moving closer to the tower. She felt helpless. Her hands shook above the keyboard. Suddenly, she saw a new alert. Secondary drone wave deployed. She gasped. They're sending drones to the rear, she shouted into the radio. Leo heard her. He looked back and saw small flying shapes coming from the rooftops. Ghost, we need to split, Leo yelled. The ghost looked at Leo and nodded. Take half the fighters. Clear the drones, he ordered. Leo saluted quickly and ran off, pulling fighters with him. 7. Malik's fury. Malik stayed with the ghost. His rifle was empty, so he pulled out a heavy blade. They died tonight, Malik growled. The ghost and Malik pushed forward together. They broke through the first line of alien guards and reached the tower gates. Malik threw a grenade at the gate lock. Sparks flew, and the gate opened slightly. A Zephyrian commander stepped forward. His armor was black and covered in blue lines. His eyes glowed like 2 stars. You are nothing but insects, the commander said in a deep, echoing voice. Malik roared and charged. The commander moved fast, blocking Malik's blade and striking him in the stomach with an energy weapon. Malik staggered but kept fighting. The ghost joined, striking from the side. Together, they pushed the commander back step by step. 08. The final blow. Malik looked at the ghost. This is my moment, he said. The ghost shook his head. We do this together, he said. Malik grinned, blood dripping from his mouth. No, you must finish the mission, Malik said. Before the ghost could stop him, Malik grabbed the commander in a tight hold and pulled a grenade from his The morning sun rose slowly over the broken city. The air was thick with dust and silence. The alien shield was gone, but the war was far from over. The ghost lay under the rubble, barely breathing. His body ached. His mask was cracked, and one eye was swollen shut. But his mind was sharp. Somewhere inside, a fire still burned. A fire to fight, to survive, and to win. Awakening, the ghost's eyes fluttered open. His vision was blurry. The sky looked like broken glass. He tried to move, but pain shot through his body. His arm was trapped under a heavy piece of metal. Stay calm, he told himself. Think. He reached out with his free hand and grabbed a small knife from his belt. With slow, careful cuts, he freed his arm. He sat up, coughing dust and ash. Around him, the ruins of the tower lay smoking and broken. Far away, he heard voices. Human voices. O2, the rescue Ava and Leo were searching for survivors. Their faces were streaked with dirt and tears. We have to find him, Ava said, her voice shaking. Leo nodded. He can't be dead, Leo said. He fought too hard. They followed faint signs, broken footprints, pieces of cloth, and the cracked mask. Suddenly, Leo stopped. Over here, he whispered. Under a fallen beam, the ghost lay motionless. Ava rushed forward and checked his pulse. He's alive, she shouted. They carefully lifted him and carried him back to the bunker. 03. Healing wounds inside the bunker. Ava cleaned the ghost's wounds. He winced but said nothing. We don't have much time, Ava said. The Zephyrians will come back with more soldiers. The ghost nodded weakly. Malik paced the room. His face was hard, angry. They will pay, Malik said. We'll make sure of that. Ava looked at the ghost, and then to Malik. We need a new plan, she said. 4. The rift appears as the sun set. Strange things began to happen. In the sky, cracks of light appeared, like thin ribbons of electricity twisting and breaking apart. Ava watched the readings on her devices. This is not natural, she said. The explosion damaged something dangerous. Leo looked up at the sky, his eyes wide. It's a rift, he said. The rift? Ava asked. An opening between worlds, Leo said. The Zephyrians' power is breaking reality itself. 5. The rift's danger. The rift grew bigger as night fell. Strange creatures began to crawl out from the cracks, dark, shadowy figures with glowing eyes. They moved quickly, attacking anything in sight. The survivors fought bravely but were pushed back. Ava and the ghost stood on a rooftop, watching the chaos below. We destroyed the tower, the ghost said. But we opened a door. Ava nodded. We have to close it, she said, before more come through. 6. Searching for answers. The ghost, Ava, Malik, and Leo gathered in the bunker. We need to find the source of the rift, Ava said. There must be something we missed. Malik frowned. This is bigger than us, he said, but we have to try. Leo pulled out an old map, showing underground tunnels beneath the city. Here, Leo said. There is a hidden lab. It might hold answers. The ghost looked at them all. Then that's where we go, he said. 7. The hidden lab. The group moved carefully through the dark tunnels. The walls were cold and damp. Strange symbols glowed faintly on the stone. They reached a heavy metal door. Sealed shut. Ava connected her device and hacked the lock. With a hiss, the door opened. Inside, they found a lab filled with broken machines and old computers. On a desk was a journal. The ghost opened it and began to read. It told of experiments with energy and time, trying to create a weapon to defeat the Zephyrians. But something went wrong. The energy tore a hole in space. This is the rift, Ava said softly. 08. The rift's secret. The journal explained the rift could be closed, but only by a device hidden deep inside the lab. The ghost looked around the room. We have to find it, he said. Suddenly, alarms blared. The Zephyrians had tracked them down .09. The ambush the group ran down the corridors, fighting off alien soldiers. Malik covered their backs with his heavy gun. Leo threw explosives that blew holes in the walls. The ghost moved silently, taking out enemies before they could attack. Ava stayed close, her eyes scanning for the device. At last, they reached a small room glowing with blue light. There, on a pedestal, was a strange device, a crystal orb surrounded by metal rings. 10. The choice. Ghost approached the orb. This is the key, Ava said. But the orb pulsed with dangerous energy. Malik frowned. What if it's a trap? Ava shook her head. We have no choice. The ghost took the orb carefully. Suddenly, the room shook. The rift's power was growing. 11. Closing the rift outside. The rift expanded, tearing open the sky. The ghost held the orb high. Ava activated the device's controls. Energy flowed from the orb into the sky, connecting to the rift. The ground trembled as the rift began to close. But then, a powerful explosion threw them all to the ground. 12. The final battle. The Zephyrian commander appeared in the lab. Surrounded by soldiers. You cannot stop us, he said coldly. Malik and Leo charged forward. The ghost faced the commander. Gun raised, they fought fiercely, blade against blade. Gunfire and energy blasts filling the air. 13. Sacrifice during the fight. The orb started to crack. Ava shouted. The orb can only hold so much. The ghost looked at the commander. This ends now, he said. With one last burst of strength, the ghost pushed the commander into the orb. The orb shattered, sending a bright light through the room. The commander screamed, trapped inside the energy. The rift finally closed. 14. Aftermath. Silence returned to the city. The survivors gathered, exhausted but alive. Ava looked at the empty sky and smiled for the first time in years. Leo helped the ghost up. You saved us, Leo said. The ghost nodded, tired but proud. 15. The new dawn. The sun rose higher, lighting the broken city. Children came out from hiding, looking up at the clear sky. The war was not over, but hope had returned. The ghost looked at Ava and the others. We will rebuild, he said. Together. The screen fades as the survivors begin to clear the ruins. A new dawn for humanity. The clear sky was a blessing after the chaos. The sun shone brighter, but the city still smelled of smoke and loss. The ruins of the alien tower were silent, but the war's shadow hung heavy over the survivors. The ghost stood on a high rooftop, looking over the broken streets below. His body was healing slowly, but his mind raced faster than ever. The war was not over. The Zephyrians might be gone for now, but their threat still loomed. 1. Gathering strength inside the bunker, Ava worked day and night. Her fingers moved quickly over the keyboard as she scanned the ruined city for signs of life, both human and alien. Malik trained the fighters, teaching them new tactics, preparing them for what might come next. Leo repaired weapons and vehicles, using scraps found in the ruins. The survivors tried to rebuild their world, but the fear never left. 2. A new threat. One night, Ava noticed strange signals on her monitor. Signals not from the Zephyrians, but something else. She called the ghost to her side. Look at this, Ava said, pointing to the screen. Dark shapes moved beyond the city limits, moving toward them slowly. We don't know what they are, Ava said. But they're coming. The ghost frowned. More enemies? He asked. Ava nodded grimly. Maybe, she said, or something worse. 3. The council meeting. The survivors gathered in the bunker's main room. The air was thick with worry. The ghost stood at the front. We have faced the Zephyrians and survived, he said. Now a new threat approaches. We must be ready. Malik spoke next. We cannot fight alone. We need allies. Ava added, I've sent messages to other survivor groups. We might find help. The room was quiet. Everyone knew the war had entered a new, darker stage. 04. The scouts return. A young scout named Rena returned from a mission beyond the city. She carried strange devices and strange stories. They are not Zephyrians, she said, breathless. They are machines ... but alive. They call themselves the Wraiths. The ghost's eyes narrowed. Wraiths? They move like shadows, Rena said. They can disappear and reappear. They control machines and energy. Malik clenched his fists. We fought aliens, now machines? Ava said, they are connected to the rift. The energy we disturbed must have called them. 5. Preparing for battle, the survivors worked harder than ever. They built new weapons, stronger defenses, and trained every able fighter. The ghost led patrols, scouting for signs of the Wraiths. One night, they found strange ruins, half machine, half organic, glowing with blue light. This is their home, Ava said. We must destroy it, the ghost decided. 06. The first clash, the ghost and a team of fighters moved toward the Wraith's territory. The air crackled with electricity. Shadows moved without shapes. Suddenly, the Wraiths attacked, fast and silent. The battle was fierce. Bullets and energy blasts filled the air. The ghost fought bravely, but the Wraiths disappeared before they could be fully defeated. We must learn their weakness, the ghost said. 7. The hidden labyrinth. Ava discovered an old map showing tunnels under the city. We can use these to sneak into their base, she said. The ghost agreed. They gathered a small team and entered the dark labyrinth. Inside, the walls hummed with strange energy. Suddenly, they were surrounded. 8. The trap. The Wraiths appeared, their glowing eyes piercing the darkness. The team fought desperately, but one by one, they were captured. The ghost escaped, but barely. He swore to save his friends. 09. The rescue mission. The ghost planned carefully. He knew he had to be smart, not just strong. With Ava's help, he hacked the Wraith's systems. They found the prisoner's location, a huge machine core, deep underground. The ghost moved quietly, avoiding patrols. He freed his friends one by one. 10. The machine core. The core was a massive structure, pulsing with energy. The ghost planted explosives, ready to destroy it. But the Wraith leader appeared, a huge machine with glowing eyes. You cannot stop progress, it said in a cold voice. The ghost raised his gun. 11. The final fight. The battle was brutal. The ghost dodged energy blasts and machine arms. His friends fought beside him. At last, the ghost found an opening and fired a special bullet, a pulse that shut down the machine. The core exploded, and the labyrinth started to collapse. 12. The escape. The team ran through falling tunnels. Rubble blocked the way, but they pushed forward. Outside, the survivors waited anxiously. The ghost emerged, bruised but alive. 13. The aftermath. The Wraith threat was slowed, but not ended. The survivors knew the war would continue, but for now, they had hope. 14. A new beginning. The ghost looked at the city skyline. The sun set, painting the sky red. He turned to Ava and Malik. We will fight, he said, and we will win. 15. To be continued. The screen fades. The war is far from over. The ghost's fight continues. The city was silent before the storm. The ruins of the old world stood under a gray sky, waiting for the final fight. The ghost stood before the gathered fighters, his dark coat fluttering in the cold wind. His face was tired, but his eyes burned with fierce determination. Behind him, Ava checked her equipment one last time. Malik tightened his grip on his rifle. Leo adjusted his explosives belt. All around, the survivors prepared for the greatest battle humanity had ever faced. 01. The calm before the storm. The ghost walked through the crowd. He stopped to speak to the youngest fighters, placing a hand on their shoulders. You are brave, he said softly. Tonight you fight for your families, for our future. Some nodded, others stared silently, fear and hope mixed in their eyes. Ava called out, the Wraiths are moving in. They control the city now. The ghost turned to her. Then we take it back. 2. The plan in the bunker, the ghost and his team gathered around a holographic map. Ava explained. The Wraiths have strong control of the city's center. Their machines are everywhere. Malik added, we hit them hard on the east and west sides. The ghost will lead the main attack on the center. Leo nodded. We will clear the rooftops and cut off their reinforcements. The ghost looked at the map. This is our last chance, he said. We either win or we die trying. 3. The first strike, the fighters moved in the dark. Their steps quiet, but their hearts pounding. Leo and his team climbed to the rooftops, throwing grenades and firing at Wraith patrols. Malik led a group through narrow streets, taking down machines with heavy weapons. The ghost moved toward the city center, alone at first, his silhouette melting into the shadows. 04. Into the heart of darkness, the city center was a nightmare of broken machines and glowing energy. The Wraith leader awaited the ghost, a towering figure made of metal and shadow, eyes shining with cold fire. You are too late, the leader said. This city belongs to us now. The ghost drew his gun. We will see about that. 5. The battle begins. Gunfire and energy blasts filled the streets. The ghost dodged, rolled, and fired, taking down the Wraith soldiers. The leader moved fast, striking with powerful metal arms. The fight was brutal and fast. 6. The turning point. Malik's group broke through the west side defenses, destroying key machines. Leo controlled the rooftops, cutting off reinforcements. Ava hacked the city's systems, turning some of the Wraith machines against their masters. The ghost found an opening and shot the leader's power core. The leader staggered. 07. The sacrifice. Suddenly, the leader grabbed the ghost and slammed him against a wall. The ghost struggled, feeling his strength fading. Malik and Leo rushed to help, but the leader threw them aside easily. The ghost saw an opportunity. He pulled the pulse bomb from his coat. This ends now, he whispered. 08. The final strike. The ghost placed the bomb on the leader's chest. He hit the detonator and jumped back just as the bomb exploded in a bright flash. The leader screamed, falling to pieces as the explosion destroyed his core. Machines around the city stopped moving. The Wraith's hold was broken. 09. Victory and loss. The survivors cheered, but the ghost lay on the ground, exhausted and hurt. Ava rushed to him, tears in her eyes. You did it, she said softly. Malik helped him sit up. We lost many, but we won, Malik said. Leo smiled sadly. This is only the beginning, he said. 10. Rebuilding. Days later, the survivors began rebuilding the city. The ghost stood with Ava, watching children play in the ruins. The sky was clear and bright. We have a future, the ghost said. Ava smiled, because we fought for it. 11. The promise. The ghost looked at the horizon, feeling hope for the first time in years. We will protect this world, he said, no matter what comes next. 12. The last message. In a quiet room, Ava recorded a message for the future. To whoever watches this, she said, remember the fight, the sacrifice. We are the human resistance. We will always stand against the darkness. 13. The new threat. Far away, in the shadows, a new figure watched the city, eyes glowing red, a cold smile on its face. The screen fades to black. The end. Or a new beginning.